Hey everybody, this is Dr. Eric Nepute. I'm here with my good friend Dr. Joe Cangas, and man, I'm really excited to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing with the pediatric department in our facilities, okay? So we talked before a little bit about different types of conditions and things that you see, and I mean, you've been in practice now, 12 years, okay? So you've seen a lot of stuff come and go. What are some of the main things that people come into your practices for, condition-wise?
People come to us every day for the usual stuff, colds and coughs and ear infections and allergies. I mean, those are probably the top things to see, but I've really become known for and seen a lot of ADHD, anxiety, really growing into the mental health field just because there's not a lot of options out there in our community or really across the United States. There's a shortage of people who will take care of it. Yeah. And I feel like there's definitely a shortage of people who will take care of it well. Yeah. So I tend to take it on, even though it's a little bit hard work sometimes, just because I want to know those kids are treated well. Right. So our intake is an hour long. We sit down, we have people fill out forms before they come in that probably take them an hour to fill out about some history, and then they come in and we sit down and talk about that, do a full exam, order some labs, and get kind of a baseline of where we are. And then we follow up from that appointment to really dive into deeper about what our plan's going to be. Okay. We talk a lot about supplements, probiotics, and diet and sleep and exercise are probably the key things that we're going to focus on initially. For anyone who comes into me with any kind of mental health disorder or any mental health complaint, whether that just be a fussy child versus a child that's having some behavior issues at school or at home, defiant children, for a number of reasons, those are the kind of first steps we're going to talk about. We're also an integrated social worker whose name is Katie. She'll be here with us, and she'll work with the kids when they're older to help them kind of with their insight and to help them along the way as well. But first and foremost, we're going to focus on just their body and getting them to a functional level and see if that plays a role in the behaviors that they're having, the issues that they're having at home and at school.
So let me ask you this, and I don't know, I'm just asking out of curiosity, sure. Out of the last 12 years of being in practice, and have you seen more or less the same ADD, ADHD? I mean, is it something that's more prevalent now or it's more diagnosed now? I mean, I have patients all the time saying, I know my kid has ADD. I just hear that. So I'd like to get your take on it. I mean, is this something you see more of, or what's the deal with it?
Definitely see more of it, and there are a lot of people, who will say that it's overdiagnosed or misdiagnosed, and I think that, there's diagnostic criteria, and the patients that I see fit that criteria, but they fit it for so many reasons. Right. It might not be that, they don't have an Adderall deficiency.
Of course, I totally understand that.
So what is the reasoning behind that, though? And I've had children who've come in, and we've talked about diet changes and made changes, and they've come back, and the teachers have even asked, did they start medicine? Because they were such different kids. And so I would hope that every parent would want to do that as a first step to see. And it might not fix every child, but if it makes it a little better, we could be on less medicine. We find other things that keep them off of medicine. And I would just love to keep every child off medicine.
So no, and I agree with that 100%. 100% agree with that. So you're talking about like dietary changes and food changes. Tell me a little bit more about that. Is that something that you test for? Is that something that that these are the common foods that people, if you get off of them, it's going to help the gut, which will help the brain? Tell me about that processing of that.
We will definitely look at food allergies. Yeah. We'll look at thyroid. We'll look at a lot of different things in that aspect. But food-wise, we're going to look at any sensitivities and allergies to foods and make some recommendations based on that. Where we'll be starting to test blood for, like I said, food sensitivities, food allergies. Probably do some stool testing as well.
For sure.
There's things that I still need to learn, but we're doing better every day, and we're doing better than I used to do, and I think we're doing 100%. Better than other practices are doing.
And that's the cool thing about being in practice is we're in practice. We're constantly, there's new stuff. I love that, I was just training my team a little bit before, and they're like, man, it's like every month there's something new we're doing. It's because when things change, we're in this huge momentum right now of healthcare showing all kinds of new cool stuff. The AMA is talking about, hey, you know what, you should probably be on this medication, but you should take the fish oil if you do that. Or if you're going to take this drug, take a probiotic. So the world's really coming more back around full circle to it. I was talking to one of my nutritionist teachers years ago, said, she showed this cartoon, and it was like 2,000 years ago, Hippocrates said, or however many longer than that, I guess, but he said, here, take this herb, take this root, it helps fix your problem. And then like in the 50s and 40s and 50s, it was, here, take this antibiotic, and in the 60s and 70s, here, take this antipsychotropic med, and now it was here, take this painkiller, and now they're going, here, take this root. You know what I mean? Right. So things are kind of coming full circle, but molding all that together. So I love the idea of testing, and there's new tests that are coming out all the time.
Always.
My gosh, we just saw this really cool DNA sampling test that you can do that looks at vitamins, minerals. It also looks at all your MTHFR defect, all that stuff that's there that, man, you just take this out of the diet and add that, it can make a huge change. You see stuff like that on a regular basis too?
Always,
right? Yeah. So ADD, ADHD. Now, what about autistic kids? Tell me, are you seeing a lot of that?
I don't see the numbers of the increase that I see reported everywhere. I'm not sure, again, if that's a diagnosis thing or if it's just the patients in my practice. I haven't really decided how or why. I don't see the numbers that are there. But it's the same kind of thing. I mean, I think there are a number of kids that I've seen that are diagnosed with autism. I haven't seen them personally in my practice, but I've heard the stories of making diet changes, and maybe not a total reversal, but definitely major improvements in symptoms.
Yeah.
And if we could help in any way with those kids, then I'm all for it.
Well, and I love your philosophy of, and I'm not even kidding when I say this, I love your philosophy about everybody deserves the best care they can get. And when you said that first day we were talking, I was like, man, that really makes sense. This is a guy who's not just in it, I'm just going to make a quick buck taking care of kids or what. You're in it really to make a change in people's lives. Where does that come from?
I think it comes from my parents.
Yeah.
I mean, just, good Christian upraising and parents who didn't do anything for the money. And, they actually hate to see me borrow money to start practices and do things like that. But, it's a little different time for me. Right. But they really, they didn't borrow money. They spent their money wisely. They saved their money. They took care of other people, and, they lived their lives to help other people. And I think that's just kind of carried over. Well, clearly, I chose medicine. I didn't choose a career that doesn't pay a salary.
Of course.
But, I chose pediatrics, which is definitely not the highest paying job out there.
I understand completely, but it's fun though, right?
But it is, right. Kids. But I get to do what I love every day. I get to help kids, and it's great.
I've known you long enough to know that you're just a big kid anyway, so
that's
you
true.
get to play all day long with it. I see in your rooms, there's all these toys all over the place, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more just about like your practice philosophy. So obviously we understand the flow, we get all that, but you want to take care of these kids. I mean, we're talking like what age groups? I mean, do you have an ideal age that you like to see?
I love to see them from birth. I think that the earlier we catch anything, the earlier we start with treating them, eating healthy, exercising, sleeping well, I think that, it just creates the best outcomes. But 0 to 16, I'll see them till 18, but I really take new patients under 16.
Right.
By the time they're 16, it's probably time to consider an adult doctor or someone that way. And again, there's plenty of options here for that as well.
Yeah, we can help with that.
But I think that ultimately, from birth on, is the best option.
Yeah, very cool.
The newborns we can get.
And you're real big into educating the parents as well, right? I mean, obviously that's a big piece of it. It's not just looking here, take this.
Right, and we talk about, we try to spend our time talking about things they're expected to see, things we want them to be eating, things we don't want them to be eating.
Cool.
Talking about their development, talking about this time of year, sunblock and bug spray.
Yeah, for sure.
And seatbelts and car seats and bike helmets. We just spend a lot of time talking with the parents.
I love it, man. And you know what else I really like about what you're always doing? You're always trying to innovate. Like you're telling me, like, okay, we're getting this app that is going to be an integrative app for our patients can talk to me. And what do you think about this? I'm like, I love that your mind thinks that way. You think about how can I make this easier for the patients, but at the end of the day, it's all about making sure that they're getting better. So I love that about it.
I think that's how, when I was looking at the options of where to do this new practice and how to do it, and I've said to many people, like, and the reason it's going to be with Nepute Wellness is because our minds think a lot alike in that aspect. Like, it wasn't like we're going to integrate and then we're done. It's like we're going to integrate, then what's next? And it's always about what's next, how we can be better, how we can give better care, what we can do next to help the patients have the best outcome.
And I like, the practice name, Whole Child Pediatrics. I like that, man, because like when you're coming up with that whole idea, what was the process behind that? Was there?
I really just wanted to find something that explained what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean, my other practice is called Ideal Pediatrics, and it's, it was about ideal hours, location. It was more about the convenience of the practice, not really about the kind of care we were giving and what we were doing.
Yeah.
And I really just wanted this to be about the fact that we're focusing on the whole child, that we're really focusing on every aspect of their health and wellness and trying to create the best children we can.
That's cool, man. Well, cool. So listen, I hope you guys are excited. I know we're excited. Listen, Dr. Joe is amazing. His team is awesome. We look forward to seeing you, your kids, your grandkids, get those little boogers in here. I want them to get checked out by you and your team. I want to see the wellness checks. I want to see when they're sick. I mean, we're all about helping people. So do me a favor, click on the link associated with this at the bottom. If you got questions, call us. Dr. Joe will answer any questions you've got. We're going to be doing a lot of seminars and workshops together to educate because, again, this is a new shift in healthcare. So it's not just, here's some prescriptions, here's this. Yes, we're going to do that, but it's going to be, hey, now we need to talk about nutrition, some food changes, and things that you haven't been educated on that we want to educate you on. And I love your motto and philosophy and all that stuff. So let's just keep rocking and rolling. So love and appreciate you guys. Look forward to seeing you all soon, and we'll talk to you then. Take care, guys.
Take care.